All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. It's straight up energy reading. This is Venus in Aries. Been talking about it since yesterday. How do I want to describe this? You know, I thought about going on a long diatribe about explaining this energy. Really emotionally brave. Take your chances. But aside from the first couple of days of it, like I said in the energetic weather update the other day, aside from the first couple of days of it, there are chances where we're aware we might be fucking up, but we do it anyway. It's just this push. There's this weird, crazy push, and this is the last in this push-pull. It's the last energy to come into place of Mercury and Venus that have been in this push-pull back and forth between Pisces and Aries and retrograde and direct since freaking March. I talked about it in my March write-up, and it played out again here in April. All right, and we're ending the month with Venus going into Aries. It is quite an energy. Emotionally brave. Well, that should be good, right? Somebody might be coming towards you. Somebody who's afraid to ask you out. You might be asking people out. You might be going crazy. Hell, I'll ask you out right now. Let's go out. Huh? I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. 9 Pentacles, crossed by the world. All bets are off energy. It's the most powerful card I could pull in the environmental energy. It's a very auspicious energy, right? It's crossing the 9 of Pentacles. It's just this feeling of freedom, of liberation, of I can do it. Whatever. I can do it. It feels good. It is good. Right? There's the Page of Wands. Nothing braver than most cards is a 12 or 13-year-old boy. Nothing braver than that. That's the most common kid to come back from summer vacation with a cast. Sometimes full body. I mean, somebody here is just whatever, I don't know. 6 of Cups and the High Priestess as the next energy out. This is sort of a standalone. This is talking about the way you're saying things. This is talking about how you feel. The 6 of Cups is about the past. Something might come out. Okay? Something might come out, but it's okay. Or someone might return. A hidden energy comes out. Something from the past comes back, but it's okay. The 2 of Cups, it balances out and it ends up working out in your favor. So whatever it is, a lot of stuff works out in your favor. These emotional risks pay off. What does that mean? I mean, that's you. What does it mean for somebody attached to you? Well, does it mean they might show up? Well, I've got someone from the past who's been hidden, who's been thinking about you. You've been in their spank bank. They've been spying. They've got all kinds of things under the carpet. Showing up. Two soulmates coming together. And it works out okay. But it also says why they're doing it. Because it's their wish. It's what they want. It's what makes them feel good. The problem, the downside, you're like, where's the devil, Steve? You said both energies are always present, angel and devil, so where's the devil here? The devil is in indulgence. The devil is there's a bit of selfishness that comes with this Venus and Aries energy. Okay? Yeah, great. Surprise visit from somebody, right? Ooh, great. Good for I wanted to come see you, Steve. I wanted to this. Well, what about me? It takes 2 to tango. Remember that 2 of Cups is in there. That's a meeting of the minds. That's a contract card. Somebody might be coming towards you, but I'm not sure whether you're interested. I'm not sure whether you're on board with it. It feels it's because they want to. I'm not saying you're not. You might be. Good for you. But I'm saying it's all very one-sided. So you're going to be doing that too. Even if you're not normally a selfish person. It's all very one-sided. There is a bit of selfishness here in that emotional bravery. Let's see. The card before the cuts, why the fuck are we here? So let's find out. Why the fuck are we here? I've been looking forward to doing this reading. I like Venus and Aries energy because it's always sort of like this. But with the surrounding energies, the current surrounding energies, it's like it usually is on crack. Okay, it's really something. And I'll tell you what, that's why. And I talked about that. What reading did that come up in? The energy weather update, was it? With the Hierophant? Everything feels very downright religious. Somebody here is making some big sweeping changes. And I think they want you to be a part of them. You're like, to somebody attached to you, I know you're going to think this is crazy. And I'm not adding too much hocus pocus. To somebody attached to you, I don't know who it is. Could be a chipmunk on your block. I don't know. I always tease Flem the parrot that there's a scrub jay here in the neighborhood that's got a real crush on me. He don't like to hear that. But it's actually kind of true. I think the Scrub J likes me. Anyway, to somebody in your life, you're their religion in a way. I know it's a bit much, but you kind of are. I see that a lot in the Leo soap opera in particular. It shines out a bit more with that person walking around in a dream state, like everything, you know, they don't do anything. What would Steve's viewer do? You know, that kind of thing. Jesus. Okay, what comes after the cut? Yeah, the King of Wands. That's who? Well, that's the who or what. This is the who or what position. Right? That's the why we're here. This is the who or what the why is talking about. It's the King of Wands. It's the Burger King. Somebody here is coming face to face, having to come to Jesus with their own ego. That's very interesting, because this is all very emotional energy, isn't it? Venus and Aries. This is all very emotional. That's soul. That's not ego. The ego doesn't want you to be emotional. The ego, you don't cry. Big girls don't cry. Big boys don't cry. Cut it out. Right? That's the ego talking. The soul's a real crier. You know. All right, let's see where we go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve Lupterra here for a reason. And you are. Could just be one thing I say. It doesn't have to be part of this reading. You know, I give all kinds of helpful tips. I could start a tips video. I could do probably 6,000 videos of life hacks and things that people have no idea about that haven't been done yet. A lot of things that haven't been done. There's a lot you could do with aluminum foil that people don't realize. Anyway, at the end of the day here could just be one thing I say. All right? It's timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. All right, Three of Wands. There you go. Fueled by overall energy of this reading. Three of Wands fueled by the Death card. You're about to go somewhere, do something. You're about to have some movement with an energy that wouldn't move before. That was just dead in the water, right? Like, you know, like a car that's half buried in your yard out back, which where I come from, there's quite a few. That's pretty common, you know. Car that's half buried in the yard all of a sudden starts driving for no apparent reason. It just starts rolling along. It's probably with you and somebody, okay? Let's see where we go here. Right here is the energy around your connection. Right here is the 3D energy around this person, whoever it is that's been stuck in the mud. Right here is their soul. This is the hidden energy message from the universe. Red with the energy of your connection. Right here is the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I will clarify everything. Throw some universe cards at the end, and you bet your sweet asses there's going to be a link for a couple of links for an extended in the description. This is pretty strong energy. It's a bit disorienting. I won't lie to you. It is a bit disorienting. Did I mention that in the energetic weather update, that it might be disorienting? All right, so bear with me. All right, I'm going to slow myself down. You might want to put me on 2x speed to watch the reading efficiently, but I got to slow my energy back to read this energy. All right, so I'm just shooting because I'm jumping ahead of it. I keep getting ahead of it, and that's not going to work. All right, are we ready? All right, take Steve down to second gear. All right, energy around your connection. It's the Queen of Wands, but it's... Why is that the trouble aspect of it? It's the troubling aspect of the Queen of Wands. It's... Well, I'm glad I slowed it down, because sometimes we miss trouble. All right? There's a good... I'm going to wait to clarify it. The energy around your connection is trouble. That's all. I'm going to leave it right there. And we'll see what happens when we clarify. I just trust me. You want me to do that. 3D energy around this person. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, somebody doesn't... It doesn't stick. Something doesn't stick. Something about this energy. Oh, I know what this energy reminds me of. The kids used to have this thing. I don't know, probably still around. Snapchat. Remember Snapchat? Right? Yeah. Snatch Chat or whatever it was called. I have no fucking idea. But you would send someone like a picture or something, and it would disappear after a period of time. Right? Am I thinking of the right thing? Is that Snatch Chat? Okay. Anyway, it's a bit of that. It's a bit of Snatch Chat. You know, I mean, I know it's Snapchat. It's just funner to say snatch. All right, right here, soul energy, red with this fucking thing. Where else you going to go to see the cards bang the table? I mean, come on, it's Steve's Love Tarot. Have fun. All right, whoa, easy. Knight of Pentacles. Well, okay, the cards bang the table slow then. I mean, it is. It's a bit of a slow ride. You're going to have to... No, I don't want to phrase it that way either. This is tied directly to this. It's sort of an energy of why I slowed my energy down. You're going to need to slow down to see what's happening here. Because something happens very fast. Somebody comes at you quickly. And you feel like you got to make a snap decision. But this energy, it's all going to sound good, but the Knight of Wands can sometimes overstay their welcome. It's like a guest that, they're fun when they first got here, but now their feet stink. And stuff's kind of going wrong, and they're eating all my food, It's a bit of that. This energy disappears very quickly. It becomes something else. It transforms very quickly. It may not disappear, but it transforms. The reason it does that is because of this in their soul. The Knight of Pentacles. I don't know. It's sort of, if I was to describe this energy, it's people are who they are. Please remember that. For the rest of your life, but definitely between now and Jupiter changing signs at the beginning of June, or early June, remember that people are who they are. People don't change. Okay? Very rare. I didn't say they can't. I said they don't. Because most people are inherently lazy. Okay? This person is slow to change. They've changed a little, but they're very slow to change. True change only occurs in the soul. It takes a lot of effort. It's a lot more than just saying, okay, I'll never do it again. I've changed, baby. No, that's not. Don't ever fall for that. So somebody's slow to change here, and you'll see that, but if you blink, you'll miss it. And you'll believe something you shouldn't believe. Why? Because you're emotional too, aren't you, in this energy? Right? When we're emotional, we don't always make the best decisions. You've heard of emotional purchases, right? I mean, it is what it is. Hidden energy message from the universe. I've probably talked about it already. Red with the Five of Swords. I've talked about. I read the energy first, then I throw the cards. Five of Swords is a false victory. It's a bittersweet victory. It's stabbing yourself in the foot. Again, this person's slow to change. They're still the same, but if you blink, you'll miss it. And that would be a shame. All right, there's trouble here. There's trouble brewing here a little bit. But I'm going to say this before I pull this card. I think you're okay with it. I think it's a bit of what I would call good trouble. Okay? I think it's a bit of that. I don't see anything bad here. As long as you know what you're doing and what you're getting into, this is a very emotional time. That emotional time, if this is about banging, it's some of the best sex you'll ever have in this energy. Okay? It's fantastic. It's very emotional. We're emotionally brave. You'll try things. Yeah, you'll let people stick things places you never did before. I mean, it is what it is. It can be that kind of energy. As long as you're aware of what you're getting into. As long as you're aware that the Knight of Wands gets out as fast as they come in. All right? And you can run with that phrase all you want. Knock yourself out. But you know what I mean, right? Okay. I've already talked about it, but we're going to clarify it anyway. Potential final outcome for you. Red with the Knight of Wands, right? The Page of Pentacles. You learned something here. I know you hate that. I know you do. But we're all students. You should be a student. You're here to learn in this lifetime. We're here in these vessels, these 3D vessels in this bullshit fucking illusion life, which is all really just an illusion. It's a reflection of ourselves. You're here to learn. You learned something very interesting here. I don't know what. It might come up when we clarify. I'm going to use the light seer. But randomly at the bottom is an epiphany. Okay? That person on that card just learned something. Maybe you learned not to wear a shell on your head. I have no idea. But whatever it is, it's a big deal. All right? It's also kind of a fun. I get kind of a summer camp vibe off of this. This an experience. This transit. You might remember this transit for a long time. Okay? This transit will inform your future going forward. All right? You'll remember it. All right? It is what it is. Remember that one time I took it up the butt? I remember the one time. I know. It was during that Venus and Aries transit. You take that with you. It informs you. Okay? Maybe you become more adventurous going forward because of what's happening now. Maybe you don't. Maybe you didn't like it. No, that's not for me. Never again. Okay. Well, there you go. But also be careful. This may not be about banging. This might be, you could get a lot of peer pressure here. Okay? You might try some things you maybe shouldn't try. You know? There was a time in my 30s I regretted trying that first cigarette back when I was a teenager. I tell you what. Yeah. You want another one? Yeah. Okay. And then, you know, 8 million later, you know, I'm on 8 cartons worth of my last one. You know, this is my last one. My last cigarette was about 8 cartons worth. You know, if every one of them was the last one. You know, but anyway, it could be something like that too. So be careful. It informs your future. All right, we good? All right, let's clarify. Queen of Wands, trouble. I held off on this until we got here. I know. I said it was good trouble though, didn't I? Didn't I say that? Right, I did. It's temperance. It's good trouble. It's nice. It's for the reasons I've already said. Okay? I'm glad that came out there, because if the devil came out, this whole reading was bullshit and I need to shut it down. You know, it's good trouble. It's the kind of trouble that you learn something. And if you learn something, the universe, the energy around us sees that as good, because when we learn something, we raise our vibration. We help to balance energy. We help the universe balance energy, which right now is severely out of fucking balance all over the fucking place. I don't know what the fuck's going on out there. What's happened? What has happened? What's on top? 5 of Pentacles. Why is that here? Well, I don't need to know why that's here. I mean, I know why it's here on the surface. I've already said it. I said, this is trouble, but if you blink, you'll miss it. Right? Again, you can miss this. It's good trouble. What do I mean by missing the trouble? Well, if it's good trouble, Steve, then, you know, you don't want to miss this lesson. Okay? You don't. I mean, you know, it's certainly, it's something you carry forward. It informs, dare I say, the rest of your future. Or at least in the medium term, you know, the next few years. All right. And if it's that up the butt thing, I mean, you know, you could be into a whole new line of people. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you try a threesome here and it's your thing. I don't know. It could be play out a lot of different ways. Could be some slack here. Why? Just don't miss it, okay? Or you don't want to be that girl. You don't want to miss it. Why is the 5 of Pentacles here? The Ace of Cups, because it's fucking magic. Magic. Okay? Magic. How did he get a heart in the middle of that jello with different flavor? I don't know. It's magic. Alright? That's why. You don't want to miss it. So pay it to, whoa. Okay. Here we go. Right. Card fell on the floor. It's the bridging energy. It's the 7. I'll put it there. It's the bridging energy. It fell on the floor off the top of the deck. Fine. 7 of Cups. You know? If you blink, you'll miss it. It's hard to see that red one. He should be picking the red one, right? Again, things move very quickly here. All right, let's go. Knight of Wands. Let's see where we go. Why is that here? Tell me about it. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Oh, come on. You know, this fucking shuffling crap. I can't, you know, you want it to be right. I mean, I know what's here. I've already told you, but we need to back it up. We need to, oh, yeah. Look, the Knight of Wands, you know, comes in as fast as they go out. Sometimes the kids call it a player energy, right? Well, what do players do? They see your ass, they like your ass, they want to tap that ass. That's all they think about, right? It's again, there's that 9 of Cups. There's that selfish aspect to this, all right? But you're being selfish too. I don't want you to forget that. You're not the victim here. Maybe that's what you learn. You know? If you know, look, if you know that look, I'll phrase it this way. It's just an analogy. You don't have to take me literally. Just catch my drift. All right? If you're aware that the player is just tapping you because they like your ass, and you're not reading all kinds of, oh, we're going to get married now. Oh, my God, all that kind of shit. Right? Start planning a wedding the next morning and the person's not even planning on calling you. You know, it's like, if you know why you're doing it, then you're okay. You know, you may learn how much power you have to control just how you react to things. You know, why you do things. You just might learn. You might step into your power in this energy. It's entirely possible. All right. What's on top here? The Hermit. What's that here? That's a powerful card, isn't it? And so is that. The Tower is why it's here. It's what I just said. Both sides are. Everybody learning something here. Everybody's learning how much power they have on some level. Everybody's learning something about their soul. Everybody's learning something about who they are. There is a line in the fucking sand here. There's a lot of lines that are coming up. Lionsgate on 8/8, I mentioned, is drawing a line in the sand this year. It's a powerful one. Okay, that's the line. Okay, but there's a line in the sand when Jupiter changes signs and joins and enters into Cancer, which is the hot spot of this cycle, the theme energy of this cycle. That's spectacular. I cannot wait for that to happen. I don't have anything in my records, in my notes, to tell me what happens when Jupiter moves into the theme energy of a soulmate cycle. It's fucking mind-blowing. Okay? So, everything changes. There's a lot that's happening here that's informing both sides. All right? Bridging energy is the 9 of Pentacles. It's about learning how much power we have. There's something along those lines. This person here is learning something too. They're learning probably that they're probably learning the wrong lesson on their side, that they can have their cake and eat it too. Sometimes if we, let's put you in that scenario where you're aware that they're just tapping you because you got a hot ass and you don't care. You want to tap them too, right? This person might take the wrong lesson forward, that it's okay to do that then with everybody. And it's not necessarily the case, okay? But I think for you, you're really learning your power. This is Minor Arcana Empress energy. This energy feels to me like it ties. You're getting the bigger lesson here for sure. All right, these cards are red together, so you're getting the bigger lesson here. Let's talk about the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody being a little bit creatively selfish, a little bit selfish, going after what they want without any regard whether or not you want to see them or you want it. But you're going to be doing that too. Everybody's kind of doing that. It is what it is. It's just a byproduct of the energy. When you feel really, that's where emotional purchases come from, right? You get really emotional. You wish for it. You want it. Oh, I always wanted this. There's a little voice in the back of your head. Go for it. Go. Who cares? You'll pay it off over time. Whatever. Worst case scenario, you hide the car so they can't repo it. That kind of shit. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? All right. The Lovers. People don't change. They can change, but they're very lazy. So changes at the soul. It takes a lot of work. People are lazy. If you don't think people are lazy, you're either not old enough to have crossed paths with enough people, or you're just not paying attention. You've gone through your whole life living in a basement in Manitoba. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this person is making the same choices they always make. Like that. So if it's a dude, this type of thing, you would say they're thinking with their other brain. They're thinking with their zipper. Whatever. Okay? They have not changed. Do not think for a moment that somebody coming towards you with this energy finally being emotional with you has changed. They have not. Know that. Own it. Okay? All right. Let's go. 8 of Wands. Yeah. Why is that here? A Chariot. Yeah, they just see what they want and they go for it. See what they want and they go for it. It's about its determination, its forward movement. These cards, 5D energy flows to 3D. So these cards go with that 9 of Pentacles or 9 of Cups that was there. Somebody, did that little bit of selfishness. Yeah, it is. Okay? So be aware of that. Be aware of everything we've talked about on this top row. All right, and let's go over here. 5 of Swords. Because if you're not, now this ties greatly to your lesson. I've got herringbone background here. This ties to your lesson more than it ties to this, although again it does say if you're not careful, you'll miss the red one. And that red one matters for you. There's something here that you get out of this. This is your final outcome. But let's talk about the 5 of Swords. I don't think you lose either way. Even if you miss the red one, the gold one will work just fine. It's not like your life is over if you miss this, or if this doesn't happen for you, your life is over. It's not about that. It's just better if you spot the red one. All right? Let's see where we go. Let's see where we're at. Something happens here that informs your future. That's a big deal. This card, I know it's a little page, but it's a huge energy. I'm telling you. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. The Magician. Something happens here that informs your future. It's hidden in sort of a sleight of hand type energy. It is literally kind of a magician energy. It's a smoke and mirrors energy of the magician. Okay? It's important to see through the illusion here. But I wonder if it's talking more about your own illusions, right? The things that you deny yourself. You're gonna, I mean, I make a joke about taking it up the butt. You don't normally like that, but again, it's just a joke. You don't have to take me literally. But again, it's this, do you not really like it? Or are you just a prude going, no, I wouldn't dare. Oh, heavens, no, right? You know, this energy drops the prudish, oh, heavens, no, never for me. Oh, shiver my timbers, right? And it lets you just go for it. I don't know, shiver my timbers. She's a southern pirate. I have no idea, you know. What's on top? Two of Swords, yeah. Again, you might be confused about whatever this is that informs your future. You might be confused. It might be something you never try. You try something you never would try before, and it does something pretty incredible. Why is the Two Swords here? Yeah, the Four of Cups. It's what I said. You try something you're. Sometimes there's things we tell ourselves we don't like. Oh, I mustn't ever do that, but we actually like them, and we know deep down that we would like it, but we prevent ourselves from doing it. We sort of cock block ourselves, and no, I mustn't ever dip into the rainbow. In this energy, you dip into the rainbow, whatever that is for you. Now, with this person here, it's probably up the butt. But I mean, with this person here, you're dipping into the rainbow on some level. They're sharing something very emotional. You're sharing something very emotional with somebody who normally is emotionally dead. Can I put it that way? We're moving forward. Things are moving. When somebody who's normally emotionally stuck in the mud. Stop spinning. What is this? Ain't no fucking game show. You know, every time that spins, you have to take a drink. Okay, I don't care. I didn't say alcohol. It could be Kool-Aid. All right, it's fine. We pull readings responsibly here. All right, take a drink of Kool-Aid, non-alcoholic beer. There you go. All right. Don't want to piss off the AI. Ooh, he told people. Oh God. All right, calm down. All right, Page of Pentacles. All right, here we go. Final outcome for you. Taking it up the butt. Loving it. Wow, didn't know I'd like that, you say to yourself. Well, there you go. Carry it forward. It's probably something much deeper than that. I know, you can run with that too, deeper. I'll tell you, just crack me. See, the butt references here are endless. All right, Page of Pentacles. Why is it here? I got to break up the energy. I got to crack jokes here. Nothing breaks up the energy like humor. Nothing. You can pile a bunch of crystals all over this fucking table and sit here for fucking 20 years before one joke will just break it up in 5 seconds. Right? Happens all the time. That's why people invite me out. I'm the one who breaks up the table. I usually show up at a table full of depressed people and then just start cracking jokes. You'd be surprised how fast they start laughing. It's nice. Then you can get something out of them. Money. Or, get them to tell you what the fuck's wrong. Look at that. I showed it to you, didn't I? I said, don't wear a shell on your head. No, Ace of Swords. This is, again, wow, I can't believe with all that shuffling, that came back around. You learned something here. It's an epiphany. It's a realization. It's a lot bigger than not to wear a shell on your head. All right, what's on top? The Hierophant. What did I just say? Rewind. It's a lot bigger than just not wearing a shell on your head. And then he pulls the Hierophant. It's the Pope. But look at this. I'm drawn to the fact that he's laughing. He's a pretty happy kind of guy, right? There's something here. Well, he's happy because he just realized he liked it up the butt. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But there's something here that makes you very, very, very happy. This is something, and what did I say earlier? I said, I'm just, again, I try to point this out. This is why I throw the cards. Because without the cards, energy reading has no impact. People are like, oh, he's just making shit up. Really? I said this informs, and I went out on a limb and said the rest of your life, at the very least the next few years, what you learned during this transit. And this is long term. This is big deal. This is very powerful card that stretches for long range. This informs, whatever you learn here informs you for the rest of your life. It's your veritable Sunday school. What's going on with the Hierophant? Why is it here? Changes your life. Dare I say, it's a 10. 10s are the end dead end that lead to a new beginning. This is a new beginning for you as the laughing Hierophant. All right? It's what it is. I mean, maybe you thought you'd be too sore to sit down. He seems fine, right? You know, I mean, at the end of the day here, this is a big deal. Jokes aside, energy, stiff energy aside, it's a, again, you can run with that too, couldn't you? At the end of the day, this is a big deal. All right? You learn something. Your final outcome, yeah, you get very emotional with this person. Yeah, there could be some banging here. But I tell you what, in this energy, it's experimental as fuck if it is. You're trying all kinds of fucking things, positions, all sorts of stuff. Crazy shit that you'd never do. And you're doing it for a reason. It came out here in the message from the universe. If you don't take advantage of this energy, if you stay that prude, for example, oh, no, heavens, no. Right? Well, heavens, no then. No rainbow for you, I guess. Right? This is a whole new you emerging. There's something here that affects the rest of you. It informs. I would say for a good number of you, with the Wheel of Fortune and the fucking Hierophant, the rest of your life. Okay? I would say that. Let's pull 3 more cards from the universe. Let's see where we go. 3 more cards from the universe. Let's go. 3 cards from the bottom. And a crossing card. Let's see where we're at. What else you want to tell my people before I go pull some wicked voodoo, universe? What else you want to say? 2 cups, 9 cups. Again, it's spun. You've got to drink some Kool-Aid. 2 cups, 9 cups, 5 cups, 7 pentacles. 7 pentacles crossing the 9 cups. Don't, you might. Don't feel guilty about going for it in this energy. Do not listen to that inner voice, that inner prude. Oh, heavens, no. I would never do such a thing. Okay? Do not listen. It's just a transit. Venus through Aries. That's all I'm talking about. Don't fucking listen to that inner voice. Go for it. Try things you wouldn't normally try. You're going to be very emotional. You'll feel like, yes, I want this. But there's a tendency in this energy to feel guilty about it. But to let guilt hold you back. Do not. Okay? In fact, this energy is here to help you alleviate some of this, to balance some of this. Because a lot of this, these chances you might be taking, these emotional chances, and again, the same thing applies to the incoming energy. They're just not here to hear me say it. So I'll say it to you, since not everybody goes to the extended. I'm going to open the extended with you. We'll pull on more of this 2 of Cups and all this shit. But for now, a lot of this is happening because, again, this little inner prude, oh no, not me, I would never do that, or whatever, this emotional bravery here that's making you try new things. These are things that you know deep down you like, but you don't for some reason. Some sort of keeping up appearances, or you feel guilty. Maybe guilt is often applied. It's put there by parents and things like that, right? All that kind of stuff. I mean, it just is. It's put there by parents and things like that. People, oh, I would never want to take it up the butt. I wouldn't want to disappoint my parents. How would your parents find out? What are you telling them? You know, hey, Mom, took it up the butt last night. How are you? You know, what? That's not a phone call. What the hell is that? So again, maybe some of this emotional bravery, it does help alleviate some of this. It makes you a different person going forward, but not a bad person. I mean, a more fun person, a looser person, a lighter energy. If your energy lightens because of this, you're golden. People with lighter energies attract more things. Nobody wants to come near people with heavy energy. Nobody stays near. Nobody wants to go anywhere near them. Nobody wants to get sucked into that, right? You can only fly close to small planets because their energy, their gravity is, you can escape it. You fly too close to Jupiter, you get sucked in. You're screwed, right? Well, Same thing with heavy people. Nobody goes near heavy energy people because you're going to get sucked in. Oh, they got drama and this and that. Oh, fuck, I ain't going to go out with that. Right? The first date goes bad because all you did was talk about, you came across as heavy. All you did was talk about your ex and talk about all the problems you have and blah, blah, blah. I'm gone. Ain't going to be no second date. But if somebody's got a lighter energy and they're cool and they take it up the butt or something, there you go. A lighter energy attracts more things is my point. This transit will lighten people up, including somebody attached to you. And I think that's pretty cool, right? So enjoy it, right? Guilt-free. But on the other side, it is happening to alleviate some of that, to lighten your energy, all right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description, all right? Good luck.